Wow. Wow. The balls, the balls that they showed out there, the balls that they showed, the effort that they showed, the no quit mentality that they have showed. Wow. That was unbelievable. Rangers win, baby, 5-4 over the Edmonton Oilers in a shootout. And this was a effort that was much improved on the one against Vancouver. The first period definitely looked sloppy. You definitely want to burn that, and you don't want to remember what happened there in the first. Put that behind you, because what you did in the second, what you did in the third, in overtime even, and then of course to win it in the shootout is just absolutely impressive. Definitely a step in the right direction from what we saw. And I'm very impressed. Very impressed. And I know that there's probably going to be people pissed off. There's probably going to be people upset because, oh, that first period was ugly. But I'm looking at it more big picture of, okay, what could this lead to going forward? That second and third period, could that lead to the Rangers having better efforts going forward? Because, hey, when Igor doesn't have your back, because let's be honest, he definitely was responsible for some of the goals there. No question. When he doesn't have your back, you gotta be able to play better defense too. You gotta be able to play better defense. And that's exactly what the Rangers did going forward. Igor definitely locked in too going forward in the game. There's no denying that. He definitely looked more dialed in, and you could just tell the way he was just hungry in that shootout. I really gained confidence when they tied this game that they were going to win it. I had a feeling when they even made it 4-3 that they were going to win it, but once it was 4-4, oh yeah, I knew that they had this in the bag. But unreal. Unreal. We are live here, so everyone in the chat, thank you guys for joining in late night here with me. Yeah, worth staying up for. They never make it easy on us. What just happened? Igor was terrible in the first. We'll get to more comments later on. I appreciate all of you guys tuning in late night. We got a lot to talk about. Before we jump further into it, leave a like if you do enjoy. Subscribe if you guys are new, especially if you're Ranger fans. We got a lot here to talk about with this game. This game was absolutely bonkers, and I'm I'm to the moon. I am to the moon. And yeah, we'll talk about the Kako goal in the shot there, but it looked very ugly for the Rangers early. It looked very ugly. I should say from the beginning, because at the beginning they actually looked pretty good. For the first 5 to 7 minutes, I thought they were controlling the play. I thought they looked pretty good out there. And then all of a sudden, it's 1-0 as Trocheck takes a dumb penalty for whatever reason. And yeah, they end up scoring on that. Zach Hyman with a weird little rebound there that ended up going to Nugent Hopkins. That made it 1-0. Then they make it 2-0 all of a sudden. McLeod ends up walking in alone for a chance. Missed that opportunity, but Fogle got a chance. That got saved. Barry then got the rebound on that. And then it was 3-0 right after. Igor out of position, and Ryan just snipes it by him. Thankfully, the Rangers then made it 3-1 a little bit after that. Panarin made a nice little pass to Mika over to Kreider there, and he tapped in. That was on the power play as Nurse went off for a holding penalty, but then Miller took a delay game penalty, and Draisaitl sniped one past Igor. Igor out of position on that one yet again, and it was ugly. It was an ugly start, 13-12 in favor of the Rangers for shots on goal there, but again, ugly. Not good enough defense, not good enough offense, and not good enough goaltending. Definitely not good enough goaltending. Igor, and he was locked in after, though, thankfully. He was locked in, which is the good news. And hopefully this is a momentum builder going forward for him, because he desperately needed something like this to help him gain some confidence as we head further into the season. Because he hasn't necessarily been the sharpest lately. So hopefully this is a big game for him going forward. And the second period, the Rangers looked very good early. Lafreniere took a penalty, unfortunately, but the Rangers end up scoring shorthanded as McDavid fanned on a shot. Rangers got a chance there. Kreider tried to pass it. It went off of Tyson Barrie, but it went back over to Chris Kreider. He sniped that one by Jack Campbell. That made it 4-2. And the Rangers just kept getting chances. and they kept getting power plays too. Yamamoto took a penalty, and that was just an ugly power play. But the Rangers had opportunities after opportunities to get back in this game. VC got denied on an opportunity right at the doorstep. Then you had Hedel denied at the doorstep as well. But again, getting chances. Shots in the second, 12-9. Third period comes around. Rangers make it 4-3 early. Kakko makes a nice little play along the boards, finds Lafreniere, who snipes that one by Campbell. 4-3 game. Penalties coming. Janmark goes off for a hooking penalty. Ryan goes off for a delay of game penalty. And then all of a sudden, Mika Zibanejad with a golden opportunity. Why did my camera do that? I don't know. But trying to get the focus back on me a bit here. But like I was saying, Zibanejad snipes that one by. That makes it a 4-4 game. Hedel hit the post line opportunity right after. But we go to overtime. And the shots, by the way, in the third, 10-2 for the Rangers. Huge improvement. We go to overtime. Back and forth action. Opportunities both ways. Nothing happens. Zibanejad takes a tripping penalty, even though he got tripped right before by Draisaitl. The Rangers stay strong on the penalty kill. And then we go to a shootout. And Nugent Hopkins scores. Kakko with a beaut of a goal on Jack Campbell. Beautiful deke move on Jack Campbell there. And then it would just save after save after save in the shootout. And also a lot of missed nets there, as I don't know what Draisaitl was doing on his attempt, as he went for a slap shot there. But we keep going. Alexi Lafreniere at the end gets an opportunity. He buries that one, and the Rangers win it in a shootout. Just absurd. And yeah, Laffy is starting to look better, like Michael's saying in the chat. The Kakko hustle play and pass to Laff. I mean, God, definitely not a bust. Yeah. Where are the haters at right now? Where are the haters at right now with that? And they're doing it night after night. 4 goals, 5 goals, 6 goals. Maybe they'll throw 7 in there. But that's what the win streak's at. 7 in a row now. I love it. I love every second of this. But yeah, shots in the game were 38-29 in favor of the Rangers. The Rangers had a lot of good offensive opportunities. The defense wasn't great, but after the first period, they were definitely better after the first period. And face-off percentage 52-48 in favor of the Edmonton Oilers. Power play went 2 for 4 for the Oilers. They went 2 for 4 as well. Hits 29-20 in favor of the Rangers. Block 17-12 in favor of the Rangers. 7 giveaways for the Rangers. 11 for the Oilers. Does Keandre Miller not exist in the shootout? He has nasty hands. Give him a shot. Yeah, I would have liked for. I'd imagine Keandre Miller was one of the next guys up in the shootout, but maybe Adam Fox. But yeah, I definitely would give him a shot. But he did have a rough game, which we'll talk about, because we're going to talk about how the team played as a whole. And I mean, to keep it simple with each line, I mean, the first line was pretty solid. Zibanejad and Kreider were. Tarasenko, I thought, was invisible tonight. I didn't really like Tarasenko's game. Didn't notice him at all. And he got a lot of ice time too, so I don't know what that's about. But he just was a non-factor, I thought, tonight. But Zibanejad and Kreider definitely were the opposite, and they definitely came up big. Kreider with 2 goals, Mika with 2 points on the night, and they were noticeable. The second line, Panarin, he was quiet for most of the night, but ended up getting 2 points by the end of it. Trocheck had an okay night, and Jimmy Vesey had actually a pretty good night himself as well, especially on the defensive side of the puck with Trocheck and Vesey. Just would be nice if Trocheck didn't take dumb penalties every game, but that's a different conversation there. The kid line looked a lot better. That is for sure. Definitely a better effort from the kid line tonight than what we've seen from the past few nights. And that goal was huge for them, that Lafreniere goal. Hopefully that could be a confidence builder as well. Like we're talking about with Igor Shesterkin needing confidence boosters. Hopefully this was one. But yeah, kid line definitely looked a lot better tonight than what we've seen as of lately. And the fourth line, they're just doing cardio out there. Like I said last video, they're not really doing anything at all. Barclay Goodrow's helping here and there on the penalty kill, but they really need to get 2 acquisitions for that fourth line to make it a shutdown line, because Gauthier's not cutting it and Lecision's not cutting it, especially Jake Lecision, who is literally doing nothing out there. Not a single thing. At least Gauthier, you see him every once in a while driving to the net. You see him with the speed, drawing penalties out there every once in a while. But Jake Lecision is doing absolutely nothing out there. The defensive side of things, with the D-core, Lindgren and Fox, I thought both had pretty good games for the most part. I don't really have any complaints with them. I thought Ryan Lindgren was actually really great tonight. Had a couple shots on goal as well, which is just surprising, but he had a couple nice defensive plays late in the game that really helped the Rangers out. I think on the penalty kill there in overtime, it was him that made some big plays. Jacob Trouba as well actually had some big plays too on the penalty kill, which you got to give him credit there. Miller had a bit of a rough night at times, but still, he definitely looked a lot better as the game went on. That is for sure. And then Schneider and Mikkola, same sort of deal. They definitely looked rough at the beginning of the game, but got better as it went on. That's for the entire team defense, and that includes the forwards. I thought that they got better as the game went on, but still, you can't start games like you did. You just can't start games like you did. And then Igor Shesterkin definitely was lackluster tonight until after that first period where he was dialed in and he came up big for the Rangers and kept them in this game. Because when Edmonton got a couple of those chances late, when they got a couple power plays late, he came up big. So, yeah, I'm not going to complain too much because they ended up getting the win, but certainly something to keep an eye on going forward for them to improve on if we're going to pick out the negatives here. But hate this team for giving me so much unnecessary stress, but we'll take the W, I guess. Yeah, the Cardiac Rangers yet again, back at it again with just a stressful night, but at least they picked up the win here to make it 7 in a row, because they need the points. They need to try and get home ice, and they're in distance there. They're in breathing distance, shouting distance, breathing distance, whatever you want to say. They're right there. They're right there, though. New Jersey loss would do wonders tomorrow, but Pittsburgh is not going to be much help, probably. They were barely helpful tonight. Great that we didn't need the Islanders to lose. It would have just been nice for them to lose, but that's besides the point. But tomorrow's a big game as well. You play the Calgary Flames, who are going to be out looking for revenge after last time we faced them. Jarl Halak going to be in goal. We'll see if he can keep up his great performances. So a lot to keep an eye out on. So if you have a heart issue, don't be a Rangers fan. It's not good for your health. Oh, my heart tonight was just pounding tonight. This was one of the most stressful games of the regular season in a long time, because at least when they choke games, it's more deflating than, heavy on the heart there. But this was a game that was just so heavy on the heart. It really was. Should say the first one in a while, because they do it often, but still. They did it last game against the Canucks, so I don't know what I'm talking about, but something felt different about the energy of tonight's game. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. But I don't really have much else to say. If anyone has anything to say in chat, we'll get to that, and then we'll wrap things up here. But definitely a fun win streak here. Definitely a fun win streak. This is payback from last year. We blew a 4-1 lead. Now Edmonton does this time. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. We got to get a little bit of revenge there after Edmonton ended up having that comeback there. And it was 3-0, I think, that game. Or you talk about the 4-1 game from last year, like the one with McDavid's highlight reel goal. Because it's payback for both. It's about time. Vlad not noticeable. Yeah, Vlad was definitely not noticeable tonight. Would have liked for him to get more involved. But I'll give him a pass because he's been good every other night. Just a matter of him looking better going forward. And yeah, November of last year. Yeah, I remember that game, unfortunately. Ugh, that game was brutal. But I'm going to wrap things up early here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to this episode or video, whatever. I don't know why I said episode like it's the podcast, but we will be back with a podcast soon, probably after the Flames game, if I imagine. We'll try to get the podcast up then, but that is going to be it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Remember to leave a like if you did enjoy. Subscribe if you guys are new, especially if you're Ranger fans. Turn on your notifications so you know when I upload a video next, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Let's go, Rangers.